Welcome to my football rules, laws and regulations tutorial. Rules in football. The rules of football are regulated by the Football Association, which is also known as the FA. The FA is responsible for looking after the amateur and professional game at all levels. The FA have certain set rules that need to be followed. These include the court/pitch layout. The length of the pitch must be between 100 yards and 130 yards, and the width not less than 50 yards and not more than 100 yards. The playing surface. There are primarily two types of football playing surfaces, which are natural grass and artificial turf. Also recently, playing surfaces such as 3G and 4G pitches have been installed. Fouls and sanctions. A foul is an unfair act by a player which the referee thinks goes against the laws of the game and stops it from running smoothly. Examples of fouls that are given are handling the ball, fouling an opponent, and stopping the opponent in an unfair way. Fouls are punished by the award of a free kick and can lead to a penalty kick if it is in the penalty area. Yellow and red cards may be used by the referee when players commit actions that go against the laws of the game. A yellow card is used to caution players, while a red card results in a player having to leave the field and it cannot return. The number of players. According to laws of the game, there should be 11 players start on a football pitch for each team. One of these players must be a goalkeeper. Substitutions. A maximum of 3 substitutions can be made depending on what fixture is taking place. The team is allowed to take up to 7 players to choose from to substitute onto the pitch. Time. A senior football match consists of 2 halves and each half is 45 minutes long. Between the 2 halves there is an interval which is not more than 15 minutes long. It is up to the referee to award stoppage time, also known as injury time, at the end of the match. If this is a cup match and their 2 teams are drawing after 90 minutes have been played, then there will be a further 30 minutes to be split into 15-minute halves. However, if the scores are still level, then the game can be decided by a penalty shootout. Facilities and equipment. A player must be wearing a shirt with sleeves, socks, shorts, shin pads and football boots. All of these things are checked by the referee before the game starts. Shin pads must be made of suitable material to provide reasonable protection to the shins and are covered by the socks. The 2 teams must wear colours that make them different from each other and the match officials. Each goalkeeper must wear colours that make them different from the other players and the match officials. Safety. A player must not use equipment or wear anything that is dangerous. For example, players should take out any jewellery, as this could be sharp and hurt other players or even themselves when in the game. However, the referee will inspect all players before the start of the game to see if anything like this will go against the FA rules and regulations. Scoring. The team scoring the greater number of goals during a match is the winner. If both teams score an equal number of goals, or if no goals are scored, the match is drawn. If this is a cup game, the match will then be decided by a penalty shootout. Method of victory. The team that scores the greater number of goals during the match is the winner. Roles of officials. The officials in football are the referee, the linesman or women, the referee's assistant, 4th official and the VAR, which is also known as the video referees. The roles of the referee include enforcing the laws of the game, which means all decisions made by the referee are the final in the match. Controlling the match with the help of other match officials, communicating at all time with the players, acting as a timekeeper, keeping the score, keeping a record of the match by providing a match report which includes information such as yellow and red cards, supervising when play is stopped and restarted. The referee can also postpone, stop, suspend or call off a match for reasons such as bad weather or crowd problems. The role of the assistant referee includes deciding when the whole of the ball has left the field of play, signalling teams that should have a corner kick, goal kick or throw-in, helping the referee to decide if a foul has been committed, making sure to tell the referee when a substitution is requested, helping the referee to decide if a goalkeeper has moved before the ball has been struck in a penalty situation. The role of the fourth official includes supervising when a substitution is to be made by lifting a board with the number of the player being substituted and the player replacing him or her. The reintroduction of a player coming back onto the pitch, for example treatment from an injury. The replacement of the ball being used in the game as a result of a puncture, for example. Or keeping track of the match time, assisting the referee. The role of the VAR officials are that they're not present on the pitch. These officials are behind the scenes and are referees that give a second opinion to the referee's first opinion. The VAR helps with the decisions that referees have to make, like penalty decisions, sending offs, and even if a goal should stand or not. It is the responsibility for the referee to keep control of the match in cooperation with the assistant referees and the match officials, the fourth official and the VAR. This includes managing the game based on the rules agreed by the Football Association, keeping charge by awarding decisions that impact the game such as fouls, free kicks and penalties. They also decide whether the match can go ahead due to bad weather or crowd disturbance. Duty of care, injuries and health and safety are all responsibilities of the referee. The responsibility of the assistant referees are to assist the referee with decisions making such as throw-ins, whether the ball has left the field of play and whether a foul has been committed. Judge when an offside offence has occurred. The responsibilities of the fourth official include assisting with substitutions and keeping checks on managers and assistant managers' behaviour. Controlling an electronic board that let players know on the pitch that a substitution is going to happen and also directs what players will be changing. The players will know this because their shirt number will flash onto the board. Responsibilities of the video assistant referee is whether a goal should be awarded due to attacking team commits an offence, ball out of play, ball entering the goal or an offside, whether a penalty should be awarded, for example attacking team commits an offence, whether a red card should be awarded due to serious foul play, violent conduct or use of offensive language by a player. Application of rules, laws and regulations. When a player is injured, the referee applies the following rules and regulations. This allows play to continue until the ball is out of play if he or she believes a player is only slightly injured. The referee can also stop play immediately if he believes a player is seriously injured. Then, the referee calls the physio onto the field of play to come and treat the player that is in pain. The physio is not allowed to enter the field of play until the referee signals them onto. If the player is bleeding, then the referee makes sure that the player leaves the field of play. After the treatment, the player is either removed from the field and replaced by a substitute, or he can return to the field when the referee signals for him to do so. The time lost by the injured player is made up at the end of the half by adding the time on. A scenario for this is the centre midfielder for Arsenal was dribbling with the ball when suddenly a Chelsea midfielder comes flying in with a challenge that was studs up to the shin. The referee stopped play as he believed that this is serious injury and calls the club physio to run onto the pitch immediately. The Chelsea midfielder was shown a straight red card for his action as the referee deemed the challenge to be serious foul play according to the FA laws of the game. After being treated on the field, the player was treated further by the club's physio off the field of play. The Arsenal player could not continue in the game and had to be substituted. The ball in or out of play. The ball is in play when it is inside the field of play and the referee has not stopped the play. The ball is out of play when it has completely crossed the touch lines or the goal lines, whether in the air or on the ground. The referee blows his whistle to stop play and then signals if it is a corner, goal kick or a throw-in. The ball rebounds off a goal post, crossbar, corner flag post, the referee or one of the assistant referees and remains in the field of play. The game is then continued. A scenario for this would be, in the 81st minute in a game between Manchester City and Everton, the score in the second leg was 4-3 to City on aggregate. Everton were appealing for a goal kick, but in real time it was unclear whether the whole of the ball had crossed the line. If VAR was in operation 5 years ago, the decision wouldn't have been made correctly. In the end, play continued and the cross was whipped into the box and was then defended by Everton. A goal could have been scored from this, even though according to the FA rules, the whole ball crossed the line and therefore should have been deemed out of play, and a goal kick should have been awarded to Everton. The throw-in. A throw-in is awarded to the opponents of the player who last touched the ball when the whole of the ball passes over the touchline, on the ground or in the air. The procedure. At the moment of delivering the ball, the thrower must stand facing the field of play, have part of each foot on the touchline or on the ground outside the touchline, throw the ball with both hands from behind and over the head from the point where it left the field of play. If a player, while correctly taking a throw-in, deliberately throws the ball at an opponent in order to play the ball again but not in a careless or reckless manner or using excessive force, the referee allows play to continue. The thrower must not touch the ball again until it has touched another player. If after the ball is in play, the thrower touches the ball again before it has touched another player, an indirect free kick is awarded. If the thrower commits a handball offence, a direct free kick is awarded, or a penalty kick is awarded if the offence occurred inside the thrower's penalty area. A scenario for this would be, in a match containing teenagers, the right back for the black team takes a throw-in. This is in the opposition's half. However, he didn't perform the correct technique to take the throw-in, as he didn't put both hands behind the back of his head. This was then called as a foul throw, which meant the referee had to blow his whistle. As according to the FA rules, it was an illegal throw-in. The referee therefore gave a throw-in in favour of the other team, and play was continued. Thank you for listening to my tutorial.